20 minutes of education.
The Spartans, as a kind of early version of military dog tags, carried wooden sticks. First of all, because they had no value and wouldn't be a tempting prize. And in terms of functionality, the sticks were broken in half, so both halves could be compared. And that's how a fallen warrior could be identified if the body couldn't be recognized. Spartans would write their names on the sticks and tie them to their left wrist. They also wrote their names on their shields. So this innovation existed even before our era, but back then wars were even more common than now, so there was definitely a demand to identify fallen warriors. And when there is demand, someone comes up with a solution. So how did a piece of stick evolve into a sleek piece of metal? This kind of amateur approach lasted all the way until the mid-19th century, when some shoemaker or cobbler from Berlin learned about his sons who had been drafted, created tin tags with all the necessary information. What's more, he thought the idea was so good that he went to the Prussian military officials with a proposal to introduce such tags across the whole army. After lengthy discussions, the idea was approved. Already during Austro-Prussian War of 1866, soldiers in the Prussian army were issued dog tags for free, but officers had to buy theirs. However, problems followed. This is one of the rare cases where the famous German order clashed with superstition. Disciplined Prussian soldiers refused to wear these so-called messengers of death, as they saw them. They were afraid that simply wearing the tags would bring death upon them. So 8 months after the Battle of Königgrätz, out of nearly 9,000 Prussian casualties, only 420 knights could be identified. If modern-day soldiers are watching this video, tell me, how do you feel about the tags today? Are there still any superstitions around them? In Germany, this skeptical attitude toward identification tags lasted all the way until the start of the World War II. Things only changed when Wehrmacht officers, that is, officers of Nazi Germany's armed forces, began explaining to their troops the importance of always wearing a tag, as a guarantee that their families would receive their pensions if they were killed. Eventually, wearing personal ID tags became standard in the German army. Dog tags today are made from corrosion-resistant metal, usually stainless steel. They typically contain 2 copies of the information, either in one tag that can be split in half or 2 identical tags on the same chain. This duplication allows one half or one tag to be taken for notification, while the other stays with the body, in case battlefield conditions don't allow the body to be retrieved. In English, they're called military dog tags because they look similar to pet ID tags. During the US Civil War from 1861 to 1865, some soldiers attached paper notes with their name and home address to the back of their coats. Others wrote ID info on their backpacks or scratched it into the soft lead backs of their belt buckles. As I mentioned earlier, dog tags are either broken in half or designed as 2 pieces from the start, so one part can stay with the body and the other can be taken. Often they have a rubber frame or silencer to make them more comfortable to wear. They are usually worn around the neck, but can also be worn as bracelets, and some people even lace them into their boots. In general, the information found on dog tags in various countries includes name, gender, date of birth, blood type and RH factor, unit, rank, ID number, religion if desired, vaccination info, and in some countries the soldier's service number, which may be the same as their social insurance number. In China, dog tags come in pairs, and the second one includes a 2D matrix code that links to an official database, allowing more detailed information about the soldier to be accessed. In Colombia, these tags are often made with a prayer engraved on the back. There is a recurrent myth about the notch found on the US military dog tags issued during World War II and the Korean War. It was in the 1950s. The rumor was that if a soldier found one of his comrades on the battlefield, he would take one tag for the commander and stick the other between the soldier's teeth, so it would stay with the body and ensure identification. In reality, that notch was a part of a Graphotype Model 70 device. It looked a bit like a gun, where the tag with the notch was inserted, and with a single pull of the trigger, the information would be printed onto paper using an ink ribbon. It worked like a typewriter, except one stroke could create an entire block of text. But the technology didn't really catch on, because paper was too easily damaged in the field, and the device itself looked too much like a weapon, making it risky to carry. Nowadays, even civilians sometimes wear such tags to indicate that they have medical condition that might cause them to lose consciousness. That way, if something happens and they can't speak, the tag tells doctors or bystanders about the person's condition, age, name, and any other important medical information. These civilian tags may also state what treatment could be life-threatening, like allergies to certain medications or chronic illnesses, such as diabetes or epilepsy. Some people even indicate on their tags that they do not want artificial resuscitation for religious or moral reasons. That, of course, is a controversial issue because a doctor is sworn to save a life under the Hippocratic Oath, so not reviving someone based on what's written on a tag could carry serious consequences. I think each case would have to be considered very individually. What would you do if you were a doctor in that situation? Let me know and I'll reply in the comments with what I'd do. And of course, where would we be without fashion? Starting in the late 90s, personalized dog tags became popular among musicians, especially rappers. And as a promotional gifts, people often engraved their favorite quote or life motto on them. High-end jewelers even started making gold and silver versions, inlaid with diamonds and other gems. After the Hamas attacked Israel in 2023, during which over 250 hostages were taken to Gaza, dog tags became a symbol of the movement for free the Israeli hostages. In Israel and elsewhere, people began wearing their own military tags or specially made ones to show solidarity with the hostages and their families, and to symbolically demand their immediate release or rescue. These small metal rectangles typically featured two Hebrew slogans: "Our hearts are held hostage in Gaza," and "Together we will win," among with the English phrase "Bring them home now." The tags are sold in markets and online stores, often to raise money for the families of hostages and missing persons. People in Israel say it just makes you feel that no matter where you go, who you meet, or who you talk to, we are all one nation, undivided. A tiny piece of metal, yet it holds vital information, practical use, and deep history. Let me know what part of this episode surprised you. And please hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so we can meet again in the next episode. See you!